Do you think that a band like Pink Floyd, had it come out today as opposed to 30 years ago, would have had a chance?
I've no idea. Radiohead seem to be doing all right.
Yes, and they've certainly been inspired by Pink Floyd and performed recently with Goo Goo Dolls and did one of their songs. Do you know what the reaction was from the band members, or?
No reaction.
What was your reaction?
Well, in terms of seeing the song on the tribute, the New York tribute, I was surprised.
Really?
I was surprised.
Pleasantly surprised?
Pleasantly surprised,
yes.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you hear about all these young bands saying that their major influence is Pink Floyd, and then new audiences discovering them?
I think new audiences discovering is fine, but I find it always extraordinary that how bands are influenced. I find that quite extraordinary, and it's in some ways a shame, you know, but maybe it's inevitable that so much creativity in terms of musicians together went on in the 60s and 70s that bands seem to be not able to break out. And I think that's probably largely to do with record companies and radio stations and television companies refusing to allow real experimentation to go on because it doesn't sell Coca-Cola.
When did the role change? Because I would imagine that at a certain point, I mean, you start off being a manager, it's a working relationship, there's a friendship that develops, and then you become somewhat like family. I mean, did that happen? It didn't happen. Really?
No,
Why is that,
I wouldn't. We always had, it was between all of us and the individuals. The only two that were really friends for a period of time were Nick and Roger. But apart from that, there wasn't friendship between us. It was a working relationship, a business relationship. I call it a business if you call creating music and shows a business. In the end, it is. But it was undoubtedly, you know, I was a facilitator for them in terms of getting things done.
Here you are with all these different personalities in front of you, each bringing specifics to the group, to the shows, etc. Certainly you had preferences, I'm sure, and got along with some members better than the other. How did you...
Well, you work for the most creative energy. That's who you're working for all the time. The others contribute, but they're not the driving force. So you're basically always trying to nurture the driving force, and that would always be either Roger or David.
Were you obliged to pick sides at times when things were difficult? Did you have to do that?
Yeah.
Did they respect your opinion at times like that? No. So how did you deal with them?
Well, we'd have fights. We've had physical fights.
Really? What's the hardest thing about being a manager, other than getting that
physical
punch?
Fights.
That's it.